Right, so we're going to have a look at fitting my new soft panniers to the Himalayan. So as you can see, we've already fitted the pannier rails, which we did in a previous video. Now I decided to go with Turkana, which is a South African made. So this is the 30 litre, that's the bag there, which we've discussed already. So I've decided to go with the mounting plates as well to make them easier to get on and off. So today we're going to put the mounting plate on here and then work out the best way to fit that, or what height and what location, and then get one of the panniers mounted on and see how it all fits. To fit the mounting plate onto the bike, it comes with lots of these. So these are to go around here and then onto the plate itself. Now to fit various different sizes, you also get some small things like this, but as you can see, they won't fit. And then if it's still too loose, now that's just about perfect, but if it was too loose, they also come with these rubber pieces which you can stick to the inside to make sure that it's a snug fit. Now I've tried these and it's just too tight with one of these rubbers in, so I don't think I'll be able to get the rubber mounted. So I'm just going to do it with just this on its own with no insert in and see how we go. It comes with these fixings, so you put the nut in the back there and then this will go through with a washer on to mount to the actual plate itself. So we're going to put those onto the plate now loosely in various different locations and then get it on and find out exactly where it wants to be before we tighten everything up. We've put these in there now just really loosely, just screwed them in there all nice and loose. So we're going to put them onto the frame, onto the pannier rack and line it all up. So to do that, I'm just going to hook these over in various locations. Like so. And then I should be able to just tighten all those up now. We'll just start tightening these up now with the 4mm Allen key. I'm just going to do one at a time because they're that loose they'll just start falling off. You've got to drop your Allen key 324 times as well when you're fitting these. I think it says that in the instructions. $325 times. Right, let's come back after I've stopped making a fool of myself and got these all bolted on. Right, I'm still faffing on with these. I'm trying to get them in. I wanted them in the corners so that it seemed like the best place to fit them was the corners, but I can't seem to get them parallel with the bar. Now I could get them parallel, but it would mean using maybe different fittings. I might use these two at the bottom and these two at the top, for instance, but just something's telling me that I want them parallel to the frame, but then that's not parallel to the floor. So I'm also considering just having them parallel to the floor like this and ignoring the rail. Which way would you do it if it was yourself? I'm thinking of maybe going like this so that that's parallel to the floor. I'll have to take the bike off its side stand just to double check, but I think I'm quite happy with that. That sort of visually looks like it's in the right place. If I do it, try and do it in line with the rail, I think it's going to be off. So I'm just going to do it parallel with the ground, I think, like that. I've decided on that location there. It's parallel with the ground. It's not quite parallel with these bars, but I'm happy with that. And it came with 6 mounting points, so I can fit another 2 here. Well, one there and one there at the bottom, like that. so I might as well use all the fixings that it came with. So I've just got 2 more to put on. This will be simple enough. Just put them in there like that. Tighten that until it just starts getting a bite on the nylock, and then just tighten this up. But make sure you drop your Allen key a couple of times. I mean, you don't have to do it like I'm doing, where you don't drop the Allen key at all. You can drop it as many times as you want. No one's judging. Part of me wants that nice and lined up. The other part of me is thinking, well, it's not parallel to the bar, so it doesn't really matter. So last one to go on now, if you didn't catch it before, see they are captive, so they'll fit in there, and that means the nut doesn't turn round whilst you're trying to tighten it up from the front. So oof, only just fits in that bottom. That must mean it's pretty much as high as it can go. That's all the mounting points on now. I mean, it's very sturdy. You maybe get a bit of movement on that without having the any spacer in. But like I say, the rubber spacers are makes it too tight with the rubber spacers in and too loose with the rubber spacers out. It's surprising what 1mm rubber. I suppose that takes up 2mm as it goes round. It's not going anywhere, that's the main thing. So one thing, I'm going to pick up the camera here. One thing it says on the instructions is you have to make sure that that is flush. So as you can see, they're all flush, so I'm happy with that. Now it's just a case of fitting the bag to it. So I have a bag here, and we'll see how well they just fit on. So the instructions say just to get the handle and hook it over there, like so. So that's your handle on there now. And then you can take these buckles, feed the buckle through, take the plastic bit through as well, and then that is the part that pulls tight against the bracket. So same with this one, put that through there. Show you that again. Push that buckle through the hole, and then that's that. So then we can roll this up. Put those through there. Pop those into there like that. So I'll show you that again before I put the tripod back down. So that is just pushed all the way through there so that the buckle goes all the way through the back. And once the buckle's through the back, you can then tighten it up on the front. So now we shall do that. So let's imagine this is full of stuff. I'm going to roll that down tight like a tiger. Here's just a close-up of that buckle. You might not have been able to see it very well before with the lighting. You can see that the buckle fits through that slot and then pulls tight up on itself so it can't pull back through, and that's essentially what holds the bag to the frame, to the plate. Here's just a close-up of that buckle. You might not have been able to see it very well before with the lighting. You can see that the buckle fits through that slot and then pulls tight up on itself so it can't pull back through, and that's essentially what holds the bag to the frame, to the plate. And then pop those in there, and then you can pull the top one tight. To some extent. And you can also pull that one down. And then it also comes with the Velcro bits. So you can put them up there like this. That through the back. And that's that sorted. You will also find that there is similar buckles underneath. Try and show on this one here. So first of all, I'll loosen that off. So this is the part that we need. We need that pushing through. So I'm going to put that through. I think you put the whole red thing through like that. Pull it back on itself. And then tighten that. So that's now the bag hanging on just these buckles. Now got the buckles at the top. And the buckle at the bottom. And then that's what it looks like on. Fasten these out the way. And then he says something like that. In fact, you don't need to roll it up quite so much as I did there. Just back on itself a couple of times. And there we go. That is the mountain plate fitted and the 30 litre pannier bag fitted. So the only concern I would have now is that tab and the exhaust there. So maybe look into what I can do with that. It may be okay, but that might just start singeing that. That's what it looks like side on. So it's not going to touch the exhaust or get too hot from the exhaust. It's just the exhaust gases on that red tab might be quite close, but we'll find out when we go and use it. Did come with another strap that I've just put on there. That just goes around the middle. That's just an extra strap to hold things together. When the bag's empty like that, it does compress in, so you can just pull it all together like that and make it quite slim and out of the way. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you would mount it differently, or if you would go for a different pannier, soft or hard, and why. Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye.